We're back for our daily MLB Best Bets here on the channel here for June 12th. It is Thursday, so that means not every team today in Major League Baseball plays, obviously, before the weekend where everyone plays, but we've got enough games to go with today for our MLB Best Bets. Yesterday, again, not a great day, but the saving grace was the Indiana Pacers, so, you know, go watch the NBA Best Bets here on the channel as well, okay? We'll bounce back with the MLB. The Nats bet was the only one that hit yesterday, but the Indiana Pacers came through. We'll be back on the horse today. But folks, before we get into the video, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more daily MLB Best Bets here on the channel. Later today, around 3-ish o'clock, I believe, we're going to have our NBA predictions for game number 4 of the NBA Finals. The Pacers keep on doing the damn thing. We'll be back again today for more NBA predictions. And also in Greedo Plays MMA, our UFC Fight Night Atlanta predictions with Kamaru Usman and Joaquin Buckley in the main event. And later today is the Clash of the Caribbean with the Professional Fighters League. Jason Jackson takes on Thad Jean in the main event from Nashville, Tennessee. So make sure to check out both those videos on Greedo Plays MMA in the description down below. We are less than 150 subscribers away from 1,000. So let's make that happen over there on Greedo Plays MMA. All right, on to the first of our 5 best bets today for the MLB, kicking things off with a Nerfy. Yeah, got to get things going with these, man. I think we're like 1-4 in our last 5 with Nerfies. It's bad. Probably have won like 1-3, but I'm taking the Nerfy today here in Minnesota, Twins and Rangers. Guys, Patrick Corbin's dealing this season, all right? And I got to witness that last week, obviously, where Corbin made his return to Nats Park. He went 8 innings, which was a CG. 8 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs. Corbin gave up a solo homer in that spot to Alex Call. But ultimately, right, Nats win the game, but a really good start out of Patrick Corbin, who has a 3.52 ERA in the season. Corbin's been great. And I look at 2 teams here. I know Byron Buxton hit the second longest home run of the season yesterday against the Rangers, 479 feet. I get that. These are 2 offenses, though, especially Texas, that really leaves a lot to be desired. And I think Patrick Corbin, this is crazy to say, but the way Corbin's been pitching so far in his resurgence here with Texas in 2025, I'm kind of cool with Corbin here getting us 3 outs. Matchups likely Byron Buxton, Trevor Larnach, Matt Wallner, and the potential, Ty France in the 4th spot. I'm okay with that. I think Corbin's able to navigate his way through the early lineup for Minnesota. And then I look at Bailey Ober, who has not been as good as Corbin has this season. Still, Ober's ERA is 3.78. His last start, though, was very shaky. Even though he went 7 innings against the Toronto Blue Jays, he still gave up 5 runs, but only gave up 5 hits. But Ober, he was pretty good to start, or I guess I wouldn't say start of the year, but in May he was pretty solid, and then obviously his first start in June wasn't all that great. But you look at the start he had against the Kansas City Royals on May the 25th, 6 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 1 run. Ober is more than capable, and I'm honestly fine with him going and getting 3 outs against Texas, a lineup that still leaves a lot to be desired. I understand, again, the potential is there with the Rangers, 100%, right? Josh Smith has been probably their best bat all year long. He's batting .275 in the leadoff spot, playing first base, obviously. And then you just get into a bunch of guys who we know are good baseball players, but we've said this before, and we talked about this last week when the Rangers went to DC to take on the Nats. What's just going on with this team, I don't know. So yesterday, right, the Rangers only scored 2 runs. They obviously lose the baseball game in Minnesota 6-2. But in the first game of the series, they score 16. Kyle Higashioka had 5 RBI. The team had 17 hits. Just a really weird game. Simeon Woods-Richardson was pitching for Minnesota in that one. But the Rangers have fallen back down to earth. In yesterday's game, Josh Smith had 2 hits. He's been their best bat all year long, I would say. And the rest of the team's just kind of Like, we know Wyatt Langford's a very competent hitter and a very good baseball player. He's just batting .226 in the season. I know how good Kyle Seager is. Sorry, not Kyle Seager. That's his brother. Corey Seager. Corey Seager's a great player, obviously batting .243. Marcus Semien has just been this year, batting .220. And then you get Evan Carter, who kind of felt like a quadruple A player, a lot of people thought, but he's been stepping up to the plate this season. Evan Carter's batting .280. Adolis Garcia is still struggling mightily. He strikes out almost every time you watch him play. I know he didn't strike out yesterday, but still, Adolis Garcia is struggling. Josh Young's been okay, but obviously, again, the Nerfy's not going to involve guys like not even Evan Carter, and obviously not Josh Young and Adolis Garcia. The matchups for Bailey Ober are going to be Josh Smith, Wyatt Langford, Corey Seager, and the potential Marcus Semien. Semien does not scare me. Langford, he's just been striking out a lot this season. Again, I think Langford's still going to be a good baseball player, but this year in his sophomore season, he just hasn't been the best. The guys who scare me, obviously, against Bailey Ober are going to be Josh Smith and going to be Corey Seager, obviously. Still, the way the Rangers hit and for how badly they play on the road, and this is why I was so frustrated the Nationals couldn't beat them in a series. Texas is a 12-23 team on the road. They don't score away from Globe Life, and I think Bailey Ober's able to get the outs. Corbin on the flip side, you know, Buxton 3 for 3 yesterday with a 480-foot home run, due for some regression. Larnach, Wallner, France. I'm going to side with Patrick Corbin. He's been great this season for the Rangers, and it just doesn't make sense, but it is what it is. I'm taking Corbin and Ober to go out there in the first game of the day for us and get us 6 outs from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Again, give me the Nerfy here at -115. Our second best bet of the video is our Washington Nationals best bet of the video. I wanted to go Nats +1.5, but I can't bring myself to do it. I can't do it, man. We're going Mike Soroka, or Michael Soroka as he goes by now, over 4.5 strikeouts. Now, I'm going to get to that in a second, but forgive me for a second, man. The Nationals continue to embarrass themselves in Queens, okay? I can't defend it anymore, okay? We let Juan Soto go yard again. So, no, yesterday I said, oh, we're making Soto feel like he has his confidence back. No, we have given Juan Soto his confidence back. It's great. It's great. And you know, the Nats, for as bad as this is, this is as bad as it gets for the Nationals, okay? Because we had our 3 best starters pitching in this series. I don't know what happens today. I hope Soroka can come through. I don't know. The Nats did win the last time they faced Senga. But my goodness, man, yesterday's game, the Nationals, we're just poverty right now. I don't know what to say. We get shut out by David Peterson, and I didn't think we were going to win yesterday, but it would even put up a fight. I mean, it's just Brandon Nimmo goes yard twice. I mean, we didn't have to watch Brandon Nimmo sprint to first base all that often on a walk. Instead, he's sprinting across the bases. I can't do it with this team. Like, we haven't won at Citi Field in 8 games? It's a house of horrors, you know? I'm wearing the Pacers jersey because at least this team knows how to walk into New York and win. I mean, my goodness, man. Guys, I like Riley Adams, but our 7-hitter, Riley Adams, bats 100, and he's had more than enough at-bats. And it's not like it gets much better with Keibert Ruiz as well at the catcher position. What are we doing, man? James Wood had 2 hits. There we go. But we're the worst. The team sucks. We let David Peterson, who I understand has been pretty decent this season, but still, we let him go CG. Shutout, 9 innings. Oh, we're a joke. I don't know what to say. We're 7 games under, and we do get the Marlins and Rockies coming up in back-to-back series. If we don't win all 7 of those games, we're not, then I don't know what to say. But, the Nats lose 5-0 yesterday, and whoop whoop, we get to face Kodai Senga today. I'm so excited. And I have to watch Brandon Nimmo go yard. I got to watch Juan Soto go yard. It's just, I hate the Mets, man, and it pains me every day. Anyways, Soroka's pitching today. I think he's going to get the strikeouts. Now, Mike Soroka's last start, man. And really just Soroka has been coming on as of late. And I said this at the beginning of the series, and I said this a couple minutes ago, too. I actually didn't mind this Nats-Mets series, going into it. I was like, all right. You know, the Nats, I know we've been shaky, but if there were 3 pitchers I want to walk into Queens with, it is Gore, it is Irvin, and it's Soroka. It's sure as hell not Parker and Williams. Actually, I'd probably choose Cade Cavalli at this point over Jake Irvin. I'm joking. Am I, though? I don't know. Soroka's been really good, though. He has. He started the year really rough, but I will always date back to that. Okay, that Toronto start, whatever. First start as a Nat. He got injured. The Cleveland start, Soroka was great in that game. He had 5 innings of scoreless baseball, and then he goes in to try to pitch the 6th, and he gets blown up and gives up 4 runs without recording it out. The Atlanta start, it is what it is. It was his return to Atlanta. It wasn't much. The start against the O's wasn't bad at all. The Giants start wasn't bad. I'll take that. The D-back start, all things considered, was pretty good, and the Rangers start was excellent. 6 innings, 2 hits, 0 runs, 7 strikeouts. So Soroka's been figuring it out. He looked great in the Rangers game. Had 5, I believe, perfect innings in that one. He was dicing up that Rangers squad, getting the strikeouts, forcing chases, forcing swings and misses. And, Jake Irvin cleared our line yesterday as well. Soroka's probably going to strike out Juan Soto. It's just a matter of, can we keep Soto in the ballpark? Because, guys, if Juan Soto hits home runs in 3 consecutive games, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. It's just, I'm so frustrated watching this baseball team. Can Soroka salvage the series for us? Maybe. I said it last week, like, Soroka's 27 years old. Soroka's still entering his prime right now, or he is in his prime. Like, I still think Soroka is actually a really serviceable pitcher. He's on a 1-year deal. He's going to get traded at the deadline. I know he's going to. That's the only reason the Nats brought him in, right? If they could get any value to Soroka at the deadline, he's going to get moved, just like Nathaniel Lowe's going to get moved, and we'll see about the rest of the team at this point. Kyle Finnegan's most definitely getting moved at this point. It's just where we're at in this point of the year. But I do think Soroka is going to be able to get the strikeouts. Jake Irvin had 4 Ks yesterday. We need Soroka to have 5. I don't think that's too much of a problem. 7 against the Rangers, who I understand are not as good of a hitting team as the New York Mets are. I completely understand that. But I think Soroka is going to be able to get it done. His swing miss stuff's been great recently, and really just we talked about it before before his last start against the Rangers, or after his last start against the Rangers. I said his advanced metrics are really good, and his expected ERA is supposed to be like 2.9. It's 4.8. Soroka's just fine. He's going to be good in the start. He's going to give the Nats a chance to win. Don't get me wrong. Like, I don't mind plus 1.5. My problem with the Nats today is just I don't know if they're going to be able to score. They got shut out yesterday. They did do all right in the first matchup they had against Senga this season. Had 2 hits over Senga. That was the game, the James Wood walk-off, where Abrams went first to home on a single. I don't know. I'm not too optimistic. I think they can probably cover it, but I think the better bet, albeit at worse odds, is minus 130 for Michael Soroka on the over 4.5 strikeouts. Let's go into the first of our money lines for today. Yankees minus 140 on the road in Kansas City against the Royals. I'm taking the Royals at plus 120. I know the Royals have been playing really bad baseball as of late. They've lost 4 or 5. This is a chance for them to salvage the series. They're at home, and I like the pitching matchup too. I completely understand the New York Yankees bats are the best in the league, right? Aaron Judge is the best player in baseball. The guy bats .394. Another home run last night. Yankees win 6-3 at Kauffman Stadium. So he's homered in 3 straight games now. Obviously, the game on Tuesday, he mashed a baseball into left field. I don't know how far that ball went at Kauffman, but like I remember watching that. I remember seeing the notifications like balls don't go this far in Kansas City. Aaron Judge is insane, okay? And I understand it is tough betting against the Yankees, especially when the Royals had 2 incredible pitchers go for them in the first 2 games of the series. They had Noah Cameron in the first game. They had Chris Bubich, who was leading all of Major League Baseball in ERA, did the lefty out of Cupertino, California. Yesterday, Bubich gets mashed, right? Goes 4 1/3, gives up 5 runs. And that's a guy, again, who led all of Major League Baseball in ERA. So now they turn to Unk out of Shreveport, Louisiana. That's Seth Lugo, 3.46 ERA on the season. I just need Lugo to give us a somewhat manageable start. And the main reason I'm going with this, well, there's a couple reasons. One, I think, again, the Royals are due to take one off the Yankees. 2, Will Warren's going for New York. You know, by far the worst guy, I think, in this Yankees rotation. 5.34 ERA. Warren had that start where he got blown up on May the 31st at Los Angeles against the Dodgers. Only recorded 4 outs, gave up 6 hits, 7 runs, 4 walks. His last start against the Red Sox, it was a Yankees victory, 9-6, but Warren went 5 1/3, gave up 4 runs. I guess that's manageable, but the thing with Warren too, he's gonna walk guys. His last 2 starts, 8 combined walks, 4 in each of those, right? Like, I feel like if the Royals, you know, actually have good at-bats today, work counts, I think they should have a lot of success. Their lineup, right, has struggled in the series. I'm not going to lie to you, right? We talk about their 2 best hitters all the time. It's Bobby Witt Jr., it's Maikel Garcia. The guy's batting in the 2 and the 3. And hell, I'll give a shout to Vinny Pasquantino, who bats in the 4 as well. The rest of the team, I firmly believe, leaves a lot to be desired. Well, Jack Caglianone's an exception to that. Caglianone, his average is 242. His expected average is about 290. Okay, Caglianone's going to be just fine. He is ripping the baseball, and the exit velo for that guy is absolutely insane. Salvi's doing his thing, I guess, but obviously the average is down for Perez. We know what he's going to bring. Had a home run yesterday. He's always going to bring the power, but he's batting 233, right? We need that average up for Salvador Perez. It's always a tall task, obviously, dealing with the New York Yankees because of the guys at the top of the lineup. It all starts with Aaron Judge, Paul Goldschmidt as well. Obviously, Cody Bellinger, too, has been doing his thing. I think they're beatable in the spot, though. Again, I know Seth Lugo's old. He's an unk. He's 35 years of age. I get it. That's tough. Will Warren, though, has not been good this season. Right? ERA is 5.34 for Warren, and it's not like he's been trending all that well. He had a good start against the Rangers, but that was back on May 20th. He went 5 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 0 runs, 10 strikeouts. By far, Will Warren's best start of the year. Since then, though, right, did all right in Colorado, given, of course, the elevation and the circumstances around pitching in Denver. But his last 2 starts against the Dodgers and the Red Sox haven't been all that good. And you look at the Royals at this point, it's like, hell, okay, go show some self-respect. Go out there and win a game. You're a team in Kansas City who is, if you're a 500 team, you saw the Yankees last year in the ALDS, go out there and put up a fight. And I still feel like the Royals have a lot of the pieces, man. Their pitching this year has been pretty good. Obviously, again, right, Cameron and Bubich did not have any success against the Yankees, but that's a product of how good New York is. But at the same time, you get Seth Lugo today, and you get the worst pitcher New York has thrown so far in the series as well, and Will Warren. So I think there's a lot of potential today for the Kansas City Royals, and I think given the value, I think it's a great spot for them. Again, show some self-respect, don't get swept. I'm going Kansas City Royals money line at home at Kauffman Field or Kauffman Stadium, plus 120 again here at home in Missouri against the New York Yankees. Let's move on to our fourth best bet of the video, and it is our next money line and second money line of the day. I'm fading Jacob Mizorowski. Pardon me on the pronunciation for that name. I've known who Jacob is for a while. I had his MLB The Show card last year in Diamond Dynasty. Anyways, this is a very good pitcher. The guy's huge. He's 6'8", 6'7". He is built like a stick, I'm not going to lie. He's 197 at 6 feet 7 inches tall. So this guy could I don't know if he could easily cut down to the middleweight division, but he is a light heavyweight in the UFC at 6 feet and 7 inches tall. He's their top prospect, if I'm not mistaken. He throws pretty damn hard. I'm pretty sure 99 is what he sits at, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to fade him in his first start, though. I get it. Again, highly touted prospect, first start of the majors. I think he's going to be good. I'll be honest, I don't think he's going to be elite. I don't know. That might sound harsh for a guy making his first ever pro start, and I'm kind of already hating. I just think it's a tough ask here, especially for you're asking him to go out there and pick up the win in his first start, right? 23 years of age from Blue Springs, Missouri. First start, though, at home, division rival, and you're facing off on the other side of things against Sonny Gray, a pitcher who is 7-1 this season with the St. Louis Cardinals, 3.35 ERA. And if we look at just total games this season, when Sonny Gray pitches for the St. Louis Cardinals, they have won every single game he has pitched except for 2. Both of those games were against the New York Metropolitans. Sonny Gray's last start against those mighty Los Angeles Dodgers last Friday goes 6 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 0 runs. Does not walk a single guy. Sonny Gray is incredibly effective. He's pitched the last 14-something innings without giving up a single run, okay, because the start prior to the Dodgers against the Texas Rangers, he went 7 innings, 4 hits, 0 runs as well with 10 Ks. Sonny Gray's really good. He started the season kind of rough, I'm not going to lie. Had a couple, starts against the Twins, against the Angels, hell, against the Mets as well. But my goodness, and hell, even against the Phillies too, he had a really bad start. But since that Phillies start, he's been lights out. Against the Tigers, 6 innings, 3 hits, 0 runs on May 19th. On the 25th of May against the D-backs, 6 innings, 9 hits, 3 runs. Okay, I don't care. That's against the answer backs. The Snakes are so difficult to manage. And then Texas start, obviously, shutout in 7 innings. Dodgers start, go 6 1/3, shutout innings. It's hard to bet against this guy right now, right? St. Louis is a slight favorite in this game. The Cards are minus 125 at American Family Field, where the Brewers come back at you at plus 105. I get it. I hate on the St. Louis Cardinals lineup a lot. They have lost 4 consecutive games, again, due for a victory eventually after the troubling series they had against the Toronto Blue Jays, where they got swept at home. So now they got to go on the road. But if there's ever a guy, right, that can get you back on track, it's your ace, it's your all-star, it's Sonny Gray. The lineup for me for St. Louis, again, I've said it before, I don't like the lineup at all. Ivan Herrera's really good. He hits for power. Every time I've seen Ivan Herrera this season, he's been great. Alec Burleson's been good in spots, right? Brendan Donovan, when he's in the lineup's really good. Did not play in the last game of that series against Toronto. The rest of the lineup, oh my goodness, it leaves a lot to be desired. I'm talking Lars Newbar. Mason Wynn's done his job this season. Arenado's just been, oh man, like we're seeing the regression now out of Arenado. Nolan Gorman has not been great. Victor Scott's a great defensive player. Hitting wise, not going to get much. But you look at Milwaukee, and it's like, all right, a very off-and-on team as well. They've lost three of their last 4 against both the Braves and the San Diego Padres. Another team where this lineup leaves a lot to be desired, too. I mean, honestly, you look at the entire National League Central. Every team in this division leaves a lot to be desired at the plate other than the Chicago Cubs. But obviously, the Cubs yesterday can't come through against Jesus Luzardo, who is getting bombed on by every opposing team he was facing. But it's fine. It's fine. We're going to have these weeks, all right? We'll get back on track, all right? Today, we're getting back on track, okay? And the rest of the week, we're getting back on track. And the month, we're getting back on track. Anyways, this entire division sucks to the plate other than the Cubs. They really do. I mean, Pittsburgh, don't get me started. They won yesterday, obviously. But Pittsburgh, unreliable hitting-wise. Reds, definition of unreliable. Brewers, Cardinals, they've been playing decent baseball this season. They're both over 500. Hell, they both have better records than my favorite team. But at the plate, I still don't trust either of these squads. So I look at Sonny Gray, and I see this Brewers lineup. I'm like, all right, he's going to go right through the squad. Churang, Churio, Contreras, Bowers, Hoskins, Yelich, Frelick. I don't care. Like, I know what Sonny Gray brings. I get it. Mizorowski, I think, is going to be good. I don't think he's going to be great. And also, it's his first career starting the bigs. How deep in this game is he going to go? I don't know. If he wasn't facing Sonny Gray, I'd probably consider actually going with the Brewers here. But since they do have to face St. Louis's ace, who has been nails recently and who has been completely lights out, I just don't like it for Milwaukee, if I'm being honest with you. You know, I just don't. This is a team that did not play all that well against both Atlanta and San Diego, or at least the tail end of the Padres series. And I know, again, the Cardinals have not been playing good baseball either. But the Brewers are relying on a rookie making his first ever start to get them out of a hole. And the Cardinals turn to their best pitcher, who has a 3.35 ERA, who's now gone 14 consecutive innings without giving up a single run, right? I'm going to go with Sonny Gray. He's 35 years of age, but my goodness, Gray is still, he's still doing his thing. Sonny Gray is still doing his thing. Former Oakland Athletic, I have memories of watching him play live at the Oakland Coliseum, the good old days. No, I'm taking Sonny Gray and the Cardinals to win this one in Milwaukee, minus 125. We are fading the rookie here for Milwaukee on the bump. Give me the vet and the Sonny Gray to get it done for the St. Louis Cardinals. I just need some production to the plate. I'm looking at you, Ivan Herrera. Get something done for us. Give me St. Louis money line in Milwaukee at minus 125. Let's go on to our final best bet of the video. This is okay. I'm straight up. This is kind of a risky pick here. I'm not going to lie to you. But hear me out. All right, hear me out. Andrew Heeney under 3.5 strikeouts. I get it. This is kind of a rough line just because, the guy can get 4 strikeouts and we lose. But hear me out here, okay? Chicago, great hitting team. I don't care what happened. They lost 2 of 3 and whatever. They lost 2 of 3 in Philadelphia. I know Luzardo had 10 strikeouts yesterday. I'll say this about Luzardo. He had a very rough patch, obviously. He had 2 horrible starts, and obviously that's why we had the Cubs yesterday. But there's a reason, obviously, this guy, is a, well sought-after pitcher, obviously, in the offseason. There's a reason the Phils went out and got that guy. There's a reason he pitched so well for Miami all of these years. Don't know why the A's traded him. But anyways, what did they even trade Luzardo for? Regardless, though, like, we know, again, it was JJ Bleday. Anyways, who was batting like 190 this season. Regardless, though, we know what Luzardo can be at his best, right? It is what it is. Andrew Heeney, and I know it's another lefty that the Cubs got to see today. Heeney's strikeout numbers have not been good all year, though. He's been great. He's been a great ground ball pitcher. Hell, he's just a great pitch to contact guy this season. Heeney, 3.24 ERA. Obviously, the record's not going to indicate that he's been doing all that well because Pittsburgh has nothing offensively. His record's 3-4. But Andrew Heeney's not been a strikeout guy all season long. His last game, okay, he goes over this line. He has 5 strikeouts against the Philadelphia Phillies, 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 5 Ks. Okay. Start before that against the Padres, 5 2/3, 5 hits, 2 runs, 3 Ks. Diamondbacks, 5 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, 2 strikeouts. Reds, 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 4 Ks. I'll give you one more start. Phillies, 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 2 Ks. I'm okay. I'm gonna fade Heeney here. I am. Another thing that I am taking into consideration here, Heeney left his last start early against Philadelphia. So the official report here from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette is Andrew Heeney was dealing with left calf cramping when he exited Saturday's game against the Phillies. The latest report I saw about Heeney, at least when you just Google Heeney's name, is that he's going to push through and start. Again, I just don't like that wording that he's going to push through. Yeah, he's expected to start despite left leg cramps, and he's going to push through it. Okay, so that tells me that Heeney's likely not 100%. That means if Heeney gets into some trouble here, or if there's any setback, then they're just going to pull him from this game early. Or they'll just use Heeney to kind of just get them into this game, and they're not going to pitch him all that deep into the game at the same time. So again, you got a guy who's injured, okay? Got pulled from his last start, obviously mid-start. He is going to pitch and keep his rotation days every 5th day in the rotation. But you take that, you combine that with the fact that he's facing one of the best hitting teams in baseball, who I know, again, got carved yesterday by Jesus Luzardo. But Luzardo, again, we know what Luzardo can be. He's a strikeout guy. When Luzardo's on, he will give you nights like he did yesterday against Chicago and give you 10 strikeouts. Even when Andrew Heaney's been at his best this season, he's not a big strikeout guy. You know, his best strikeout game of the season was against the Angels, 6 innings, 1 hit, 9 strikeouts, obviously against his former team. But in every other start this year, Heeney is really, I guess he had 10 Ks against the Yankees. But anyways, like in the month of May, Andrew Heaney went over this line once. It was against the Padres on May the 4th, where he had, he had 3 strikeouts that game. It was against the Reds, where he had 4 strikeouts, But in the month of May, 5 starts, he went over this line once. So, and then the month of June, obviously, he's done this once as well. So, Heeney's went over this line in 2 out of his last 7 starts. Hell, actually, we want to go back 1. 2 out of his last 8 starts. I'm okay with that. And also, by the way, the last time Andrew Heaney faced the Chicago Cubs, we go back to April the 29th, where 9-0 victory for Chicago. This game's played at PNC Park in Pittsburgh, but Heeney goes 4 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, 2 home runs, 3 balls. And how many strikeouts? Nothing. 0. I like it. I think this is a good line for us, especially the plus money. You know, Heeney is favored to go over this line. I'm going to fade that. I'm going Andrew Heaney under 3.5 strikeouts. I've been doing this a little bit of, obviously, we did this with Brayan Bello the other day. Yeah, we're just hate watching pitchers now. Andrew Heaney on the under 3.5 strikeouts, and we get great value. We get plus money for it. Plus 110 for Andrew Heaney to not go in there and roll right through the Chicago Cubs. I think the Cubs are going to be much better. And again, what Andrew Heaney are we going to get? Obviously, dealing with the injury and the cramps in his last start against the Philadelphia Phillies. So we go Heeney under 3.5 strikeouts here to close the day. Again, great plus money value for it, folks. Let's go Chicago. Let's get it done today. Just don't strike out. That's all I really ask for. And work counts. Work counts. Put the ball in play. We'll be fine. Andrew Heeney under 3.5 Ks. So, folks, thank y'all for watching our MLB Best Bets here for June 12th. If you haven't yet, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Make sure to comment if you do disagree with any of the picks. Folks, thank y'all for watching. And Mamba forever.